Have you guys seen the new Harpoon? Check this out. Whoa! Stay tuned for Airgun Detectives. Welcome to another episode of Airgun Detectives. I'm your host, JC, and today we're going to take the mystery out of the AEA Harpoon. What is this? It's kind of a pistol shotgun. Before we get started on that, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down in the corner. Won't cost you anything. It's absolutely free. Also, check out my website, www.airgundetectives.com. On that site, I've got t-shirts, I've got hats, I got some rec scopes back, those compact scopes are amazing. My buddy discovered a case in his garage and I acquired them. So they're on the website again, check those out. They didn't last long, they're really, some really nice scopes, and I'm blowing them out, just giving a great deal on them. So also, don't forget, I got my Generation 2 bipods for those of you guys who want to put bipods on your brake barrels, and those used with Gammo rifles with the Satter Cat triggers. I've got the trigger kits for them. Very inexpensive, but it'll turn them into a match grade style trigger. All right, let's get back to the subject on hand, the AEA Harpoon. First off, I want to thank Keith at Airgun Tactical. He's where I got this from. Oh my God, you want to talk about amazing customer service? This guy is just awesome. I'll leave you guys a link down below for him. But that's where he sells all the different AEAs and some other stuff as well. So check out his website. I'll leave you the link down below. Anyway, what is the Harpoon? What is it? It's a double barrel PCP shotgun, basically. Rifle has two barrels. It comes actually in 45, 50, 58, and 72 caliber. Now the 45, the 50, and 58, you can actually get a rifled barrel for those, and then you can shoot some slugs out of them or what have you. This one is the 72 caliber. This is the big boy. Ironically though, let me tell you, the base of these are all the same. It's just different barrels and different shells which will go with the appropriate caliber. Okay, so you could actually buy additional barrels and different shells for this and make it either a 45, a 50, 58, or the 72. But for testing purposes, this is the 72 caliber we're going to use. And 72 caliber, if you guys don't know, that's 12 gauge. Okay, that's 12 gauge. And this comes with the 22-inch barrels. These are the big, long barrels. And we're going to test these. We'll show you the whole process of it. And it also comes with 2 shot shells. And these shot shells, I'll show you in a minute how you fill these. But these shot shells go into the gun just like a regular shotgun. They slide down in just like that. Now you've got your option on these where you can shoot, you have a selector on the side here. I'll show you real quick right here. So you can either hit both barrels or one barrel at a time. And how that works is if you go the one barrel, you're going to get 2 shots. Left barrel first, and then the right barrel. And that's how those work. So it just depends how you want to set this, how you want to set it up. Sometimes you might want to shoot both barrels at once, which I think we'll do that at some point. But again, you can launch both barrels or just go left barrel and then right barrel type thing. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool setup, that is. As I said before, they do sell the extra barrel kits for these. So if you'd like to do that, you can. Are you guys a little curious about the loading process on these shells? Let me show you this real quick. Okay, let's just show you how to load these shells real quick. I'm going to show you guys the process of filling the Harpoon shells. Now, there is different size shells. So regardless if it's the 45, 50, 58, or the big ones, the 72, the process is exactly the same. Exactly the same. So first thing you're going to want to do is, this looks like a big shotgun shell. Anyway, you want to unscrew the back portion here. Because what you're going to have to do is these rely, and you're going to see there's a little, you can see there's a little rubber O-ring. That little rubber O-ring actually belongs right there in case it falls out. So see that? It sits right there. You can see it right there. Okay, so now what you're going to need is you're going to need burst discs. And these burst discs, you can get like 100 of them for 12 bucks. And our buddy Keith at Airgun Tactical, he has plenty of them. So you can hook yourself up right there. All right, so then the little disc just drops in here. There's a kind of a recessed area that allows it to drop in there. But anyway, you need to do that and then hold the disc flat like this. That way it doesn't move around. And then screw it in just like this. Nothing to it. Again, I'm going to show you that one more time. So see, the disc goes in the back there. And that's what's going to hold your air in there. One more time. You unscrew the back portion of this. Make sure, see the O-ring's loose in this one. Make sure you put your O-ring where it's supposed to be, which is right in this groove. Right there. You see that? Right there in that groove. Okay, and then you take another burst disc and you drop it right in the groove. See, there's a little groove in here. Drop it right on in. And again, to keep it in that groove, to keep it from moving around, I prefer to screw the shell in from the top, just like this. That's it. Okay. Now, I always, anytime I'm filling anything, I like to wear some glasses, some safety glasses. Always protect your eyes. It's really important. So these need to be filled to 5,000 PSI to get the max performance out of them. Now, you could go 4,500, but it's going to be 500 less PSI. It's not going to be the power it would be clearly at 5,000. So what are we going to do to fill this? Guess what? AEA makes this amazing pump right here, and I'm going to demonstrate it to you. This will go up to about 7,000 PSI, and it's all digital. So you'll just set the pressure and then just stand back and watch it. It'll shut itself off, but you never walk away from it. Obviously, you'd be around it. Anyway, it's oil-free. It's compact design. It's pretty lightweight. It even has 12-volt cables for in the field. You want to hook it up to your battery, which is great. And these run about $800. And Keith has those at Airgun Tactical as well. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. All right. So your next step is you're going to take this Foster fitting right here, and you're going to go ahead and screw this on. There's a little O-ring, but you just go hand tight just so it's snug, and you'll see that little O-ring will seat down in there. And you want that nice and snug, just like that. It'll stop. All right, so basically, here's your little tank, and we're going to fill this up. Now, this little compressor takes about 90 seconds to fill these big ones to 5,000 PSI. Well, you want to start with the valve open, right? And there's an on button. As you guys can see, we're set for 5,000 PSI. So we turn this on, just like that, and we go ahead and tighten this up. There you go. That's simple. Then what you're going to want to do is you just take this little valve, bleed it off, unhook it. All right, now this little Foster fitting on the top, you remove it, and then you'll use that for your next shell when you go ahead and pressurize that. And then this has these sleeves, and I'll talk more about these at the in the conclusion of this video. But you screw in the sleeve, and then you've got your wad. This is like number 8. This is 410 grains, number 8. And you just slide this in just like that. That's it. Now you're ready to go. This thing's ready to be put in your harpoon and fired. But it's that simple. And this little compressor, it makes this process so simple. Like I said, it's right around that 90-second mark to fill these up. All right, so you can see the whole loading process on these shells are really, really simple. They really are. So we're going to go take this out. We're going to test it, but we're going to do a little testing here, and then we're going to go out to my buddy's Carl's ranch so we can really do some other stuff with this thing. So this is going to be a fun little adventure. So some of you out there, make sure you grab your cup of coffee, sit back and relax, because it's going to be a good video. All right, let's test the harpoon for some velocity. Once again, this is 72 caliber. We're going to be shooting a 410 grain shot. This is a wad that's full of shot. I showed you guys that earlier. And we've got one loaded in each one of our cartridges. We'll shoot 2 shots over the crony. Let's get this lined up here. 1 second. Okay. Got 1 shell there. And 1 shell there. and we are set at 1 shot per barrel. You can flip this and shoot both barrels at the same time. We don't want to do that. Again, 410. We're going to shoot this over the crony. Hopefully it'll register, and we'll see what type of foot-pounds of energy we're going to get out of this. All right, shot number 1. Okay, that showed 563 feet per second. Okay, and we're going to do the next one. 574 feet per second. So you see, we're getting some decent amount of foot-pounds of energy out of that one. But definitely, hey, that's 5,000 PSI, pushing 410 grains of shot. This is number 8 shot, by the way. All right, so you guys can check out the stats on that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next segment. All right, let's test the trigger weight on our harpoon here. Now, it's not loaded. Whether you dry fire this or there's actually a live round in there, it doesn't make any difference. It shoots the pull weight on the trigger is going to be exactly the same. So with that, we got our Lyman trigger gauge here. You're not going to get a big boom when I pull this. We're just strictly looking at the weight of the trigger here. So, and I'll tell you right now, it's a pretty smooth trigger. It really is. 3 pounds, 4.1 ounces. 3 pounds, 4.1 ounces. And since it's a double barrel, let's do it one more time. So this should be our second barrel here. See if there's any difference. Three pounds, 14 ounces. 3 pounds, 14 ounces. So you're looking right around that 3.5 pound trigger. Pretty awesome. Really is. This thing is just ingenious. All right, let's move on to the next segment. All right, guys, I want to show you what the spread looks like on our harpoon here. I'm shooting the stock 410 grain number 8 shot. These are the ones that you know, they sell them just like this, but I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to shoot one of these that are stock, and then I had to modify it, and I'll show you later how I modified it, but I'm going to show you the difference in the spread. So we're going to shoot 2 shots. First shot's just going to be the stock one. Second shot's going to be the one I modified. So I want you guys to check out the spread, all right? All right, if you notice, very little spread on that one. You saw the wad sticking there, but very little spread, very teeny. In a typical shotgun, spread's about 1 inch per yard. All right, now watch the second shot. This is the one I modified. See the difference? On this one now, we've got a 15-inch spread and we're at 15 yards. So it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. But anyway, yeah, so we're at 15 yards on this target. And the next target, I'm going to move back to 20 yards and we're going to shoot some BBs, actually. And I've loaded those a little bit separate. So the next one, we're going to move back to 20 yards. All right, guys, so you guys saw it at 15 yards. Now we're out to 20 yards, and I did 2 loads here. I did some BBs just in the sleeve, and I'll explain that to you guys later, but just in the sleeve, and then I put BBs in a wad cutter. So I'm going to show you the difference. The first shot's just going to be the BBs in the sleeve, okay? But yeah, you can see our target there. All right, first shot, BBs in the sleeve. Do you see how that thing just spread? You can see that thing spread all over the target, right? Okay, this next shot, I've got a wad, and the BB's contained in the wad. What that's going to do, it's going to hold our BBs in a tighter pattern at a farther distance. Again, 20 yards. Here's the one with the wad. Oh yeah, see that difference? See that difference? Much tighter pattern. So that's just to show you guys a little bit of the difference on the shotgun. So let's go ahead and move on to the next segment. All right, guys, let's see how the harpoon does on a watermelon. This has the option, you can shoot either 1 barrel or both barrels. We're gonna shoot both barrels. I got one of them loaded with double-aught buck. The other one is number 8 shot. So hopefully we can hit this, but we're gonna shoot both barrels. Let's see what it does to this watermelon here. Yeah, that was both barrels. Yeah, it was no problem for the watermelon. We took that top half off anyway. Crazy stuff. All right, let's move on. All right, guys, we're gonna try a little skeet action here. I've been practicing, been able to hit these pretty good, so we're gonna see if I can hit one on camera. Kind of tough, because I only got one person helping me, so I got someone flinging these things, and then the camera's got to be in a stationary position. But we're still gonna try to get this on camera for you. So anyway, set this down here. All right. Anyway, so we got our harpoon ready to go here. Okay, pull. Yeah, got a piece of that thing, that's for sure. Yeah, this thing is a lot of fun. It really is. The harpoon, yeah, pretty interesting stuff. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next segment. Wow, that was a fun time up at the ranch. I want to thank Carl once again, making his ranch available for us so we could do the testing on this stuff. Got to do that every once in a while. Got to spread out. Plus these things are a little bit noisy. Maybe a hair noisy for your typical backyard, that's for sure. This pistol is great. It really is. It's a lot of fun. It's just so unique with the whole filling up the shells themselves. So these are actually air canisters, as we talked about in the beginning. I do think the only negative is for the 22-inch barrel, I wish it had a stock. You could use it like a typical shotgun. That would be my only negative on that. And you do have the Picatinny rail on the top here, so you could put a red dot sight on it, and you could put some type of handle support underneath the bottom of this. But still, these barrels are long, so you have to actually grip the barrels on this, as you saw me doing that. So it would be kind of nice if, hey, maybe Terry eventually will come out with something, come up with a forearm stock with this, and then come out with a regular butt stock. That would be pretty cool. But even the way it is, it's really fun to shoot. But I'm telling you, when you're doing two of those, two barrels at the same time, and you're trying to aim up here, this isn't resting against your shoulder, so the recoil is coming back. You really got to watch your face on that one, that's for sure. All right, I want to talk to you a little bit about the shells. These were the shells that I was initially using. These run, they're $2 a piece, okay? And they weren't working, I showed you that. The shot was not separating, and it had to do with this little white cap that's on here. This little white cap, it won't fall off in the normal shooting process, so it holds all the shot together. So this is just going down range is one big wad. And yeah, that defeats the entire purpose. But those are $2. But guys, I came up with an idea for you where I can probably between 10 and 20 cents per shot. And it's real simple here. First of all, if you wanted to fix these, all you need is some, let's see, I got it here. This, you see that? It's just backer rod, foam rubber, but it's the right size for the 12 gauge. And you just go and you cut it into little pieces like this. See that? So what you can do is you can replace this little cap here, and then you take a piece of the foam and you push it in there, and they work. They work fine. They work great, just like they're intended. But still, that's $2 a piece. Why do you want to spend $2 a piece on shells when you can get this entire bag of wads for 15 bucks? That's like 3 cents a piece, okay? So that's like 3 cents a piece, and you can do your own. And the way you do that is, here's one of these wads. You can fill this whatever you want. You can have, I've got some number 8 shot here. You can fill it up with number 8 shot. And then when you, actually what I would do is you can slide it in there, fill it with number 8 shot, and then you take one of these little, the backer rod, the foam, and you just slide it into the end like that. And that will hold all of your BBs in there, and you can shoot this. And honest to God, depending on what you put in, it's like 10 to 20 cents a shot. And like I said, you could use regular BBs. I found out you can put about 50 BBs in there and it actually performs well. Or again, you can get your own shot, and this is like some number 8 shot, and just do them yourself. But then it brings the price way down. And I just tried something. I didn't have these in time to test at Carl's, but check this out. These are slugs. You see this? They're slugs, and they have a wad attached to them. I'm going to show you right here. See this? There's a wad attached to them. So they actually slide right into here, just like that. Now I found out that these are just a fraction, a little too large diameter where it doesn't seat. So you just take the slug, just like this, in the wad, and I touched it on the grinder. Literally 2 seconds. 1001, 1002, rotated it, and that's all it took. So you could do it with some sandpaper if you wanted, and you could shoot these 12 gauge slugs out of here. And what are the price of these? You can get 25 of these for about 18 bucks. So that's about 75 cents a piece. So I just brought your cost of shooting this rifle way, way, way down. So anyway, you got the option of the slugs, and then I told you the wads, very inexpensive. And then you go again with the backer rod right here. And you can set that up yourself. See, I'm trying to save you guys money. But anyway, and then you're good to go. I really like the setup of the rifle. I like the versatility because you can get shorter barrels for this. You can get different caliber barrels. This would probably be pretty fun with shorter barrels with this, because then you can shoot it like a pistol one-handed, which would be kind of cool. I do love the trigger on these. The triggers are fantastic. It's so predictable. It's a nice 2-stage trigger. It's not adjustable, but you guys saw in the trigger test. It's nice, light, totally controllable. Excellent trigger. I'm starting to lose my voice. I think when we were out at the ranch, it was pretty hot out there. My voice is going, that's for sure. But overall, this was a great performer. And yeah, I shot a couple of clay pigeons. Even after we were done filming, I shot a couple more, just for fun. So guys, based on the uniqueness, the overall performance, I love the versatility again, so you can get the different barrels for it, the different cartridges, and then you can put your own ammo together. So you make it for, seriously, so you can shoot it for pennies on the dollar. Once you get it established and get rolling, you got your pump and you got your shells, then it's pennies on the dollar. So it really is. Yeah, this is a lot of fun, I'm telling you, and it's very, very unique. But I love, again, the versatility of you can put your own shells together. You can shoot out whatever you want, which is really cool. So based on this, I mean, there's just nothing like it out there. I'm going to have to give the shotgun 5 stars. I really am. The other thing I'd like to do, I want to really thank Keith at Airgun Tactical. Oh my God. Check out their website. They've got really competitive prices, and they got some really, really cool stuff. Check it out. But also what they have, which is amazing, is customer service. They are right on it. I've emailed them several times, asked them various questions. I'm serious, they are back at you. If not the same day, the very next day. So I'm going to leave you guys a link down below, because I was so impressed with these guys' customer service and overall service. So check that out when you have a chance. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Airgun Detectives. Don't forget, this is where we take the mystery out of the air gun. Until next time, I hope you are doing well, your families are great, and you're getting plenty of shooting in. So take care, and God bless.